Hi everyone, it's Bernardine here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com. One of our movie specials. Today I'm going to have a look at Frozen 2. So, hey, what more can we say? I'm sure you've all been getting dragged to the cinema to watch this with the kids now, or the grandkids, etc. In my case, obviously, fortunately, my children take care of the grandkids for films like this, but Lee, I can rest in peace, obviously. But obviously, Frozen 2, we're talking an eagerly awaited one, aren't we? I mean, Frozen 1, we're going back to 2013. I didn't realise it was that long ago, 6 years ago. Overall, it got good ratings, obviously, and who can forget the song that obviously spawned from that, and we had to listen to that for a long, long time, didn't we? We're probably still listening to it now in pubs and things, aren't we? So, yeah, I mean, the original Frozen 2013, got a 7.5 rating from users, you and me, Joe Public, and a 7.4 rating from the critics. So it's very closely, the critics liked it or disliked it just as much as you and me. It was a 3D computer animated musical fantasy produced by Walt Disney and released by Walt Disney Pictures, the 53rd Disney animated feature film. Inspired by Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale The Snow Queen, it told the story of a fearless princess who sets off on a journey alongside a rugged iceman, his loyal reindeer, and a naive snowman to find her estranged sister, whose icy powers have inadvertently trapped their kingdom in eternal winter. So, I mean, it did well. Didn't it? I mean, 150 million it cost, which is a lot of money to make a film, isn't it? But it got 1.276 billion back at the box office, so it made incredible figures, Frozen. So, obviously, we were going to see a sequel, weren't we? We were going to see a Frozen 2, and this is what we've got now, 6 years later. So, it has took a little while. And Frozen 2 tells the story of Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, Olaf, and Sven leave Arendelle to travel to an ancient autumn-bound forest of an enchanted land. They set out to find the origin of Elsa's powers in order to save their kingdom. Yeah, I mean, most of the cast's voices have been, the main cast have been reprised again by the same actors, actresses. I still call them actresses. I know they're all called actors now, aren't they? Kristen Bell, obviously, is still the voice of Anna. Idina Menzel is the voice of Elsa. Jonathan Groff is the voice of Kristoff. And Josh Gad is the voice of Olaf. So that's the four main characters. All the other roles are voiced by different people, etc. It's an hour and 43 minutes. Classed as animation adventure comedy. The critics, I mean, they didn't like it as much as Frozen 1. They've only given it a 6.4 out of 10 rating on the Metascore, which is Internet Movie Database rating. The Telegraph, Robbie Collin, he did like it. He gave it 8 out of 10. For all its feints and innovations, Frozen 2 knows its audience inside out and wants to ensure every last subdivision leaves feeling both seen and satisfied. That's obviously good business, but it's also generous, deeply charming filmmaking, so he did enjoy it. Los Angeles Times Justin Chang give it 7 out of 10. Like the first film, Frozen 2 is less a triumph of storytelling than of packaging. It bundles together a bunch of familiar, likeable characters and a fresh list of bright, catchy songs, expertly written by the returning duo of Kirsten Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez, with an ear toward the Broadway show tunes they will one day inevitably become. So, looking a bit on the hard side there, even though Justin's given it 7 out of 10. And the last critic I look at, Total Film, I have a lot of respect for that magazine, Matt Mason, give it a 6 out of 10, which is the lowest rating from the critics. He wasn't alone, obviously, with the overall 6.4 out of 10. So he wasn't alone in not being as enthusiastic as some of the others. A solid sequel that hits the right notes and entertains without ever being quite as satisfying or essential as the original. Yeah, I mean, that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? The user rating, that's you and me, the public, the ones taking the kids and grandkids, etc. It's a 7.3 out of 10, so very similar to the original Frozen, which got a 7.4, 7.5 out of 10. Joe Wang, on the 23rd of November, gave it a 6 out of 10. Storyline, bit random and underexplained. Pretty clear theme, though. Some self-aware and funny jokes in there. Olaf, by far, is the best part of the movie. He did put far with a lot of R's on it. By far, the best part of the movie. I can't disagree with Joe, which I'll tell you about in a minute. Nick J. Will, on the 23rd of November, he gave it a 10 out of 10. As I say, if you know my reviews, nothing ever gets a 10 out of 10. I mean, it's impossible, but hey, Nick J. will give it a 10 out of 10. Wonderful character development of the main 5 characters. I fell in love more with each one. Captivating new characters introduced. Excellent bridging from the first movie to a possible third movie. The music was great. The first Frozen can stand alone, but I'm so glad they made this sequel. I didn't ever know what to expect. It was full of surprises and original material. We were all captivated the entire time. What more can you ask for? So glowing review. And the last one from Joe Public, Patrick Pink, on the 23rd of November also. It was very nice to watch. In some cases, it was better than the first one. Songs-wise, cannot top the first one. Yeah, so we give it 8 out of 10. My rating, I've done a little blog on this on moviegamenostalgia.com, my website. This is what I've written on there, and I'll just sum it up at the end. But this is basically my thoughts. Perhaps Disney have tried to appeal to all ages with this, as a lot of the storyline feels very grown up. And in all fairness, I can see younger children being a little restless watching the first hour of this. As we know, a really good Disney film appeals to all ages without trying too hard. This doesn't quite do this. Thankfully, we have Olaf, who pops in and out to entertain the younger ones and us, and sadly there appears not to be a standout song to match the classic from the original, although that may be a good thing on reflection. But one or two may grow on you after the 5th or 6th watch within a week when it appears on DVD. The story struggles along, but there are links to the first, so if you've not watched it for a couple of weeks, just watch it again so you're up to date. The last 30-40 minutes, though, are impressive as the story adds more jeopardy for our mixed bag of heroes. Some of the animation scenes later on are very impressive, especially on the big screen, and are worth the price of the ticket alone, and hopefully will wake up the younger and some older viewers. I've only given it a 6.5 out of 10, which is less than some but more than the critics, but doubt this will have the same impact as its record-breaking original. So yeah, I mean, there's my summation really of Frozen 2. As I say, songs, a lot of songs obviously grow on you, don't they? So once I listen to, I mean, I'm a big fan of musicals and music theatre, etc. So I do like a good, powerful song. I did like Let It Go. It's on one of my playlists from a few years back. Obviously, Let It Go. But yeah, it doesn't. I didn't quite. There's one or two that are okay. Still, probably grow a little bit on me, but. As I say, as it goes on, so just be warned if you've got younger children, they may get a little bit bored with the first knockings of it, the first part of the film, but it does liven up, and it's not a bad film. I don't think it's as good as the first one in any way, and obviously it's not. I doubt very much it'll get the same box office as the first or be classed the same as the first. But hey, it's Frozen 2. A lot of the kids who obviously were 6 and 7 are now probably 12, 13 now of age, and I think they're going to watch it, aren't they? That's probably the age it's going to appeal to more to the very younger ones. You know, they're probably better on DVD when they can run in and out and watch it in bits and bobs. Which is just watch Olaf. I mean, he's my favourite anyway. Olaf. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Please, if you enjoy these little reviews, push the old subscribe button there and push the bell notification so you know when these reviews are coming out over the coming weeks and months. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Whatever you do the rest of the day, have a good one. Look after yourself, look after your friends, and especially look after your family. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.